Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. I missed you fuckers. Today is Tuesday, May 19th, 2026, and this is episode number 1063 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show, welcome to the program. It's been a minute. It's been a while. It almost didn't happen again. This raggedy ass computer. If you're on the Discord, I posted a photo of the issues I've been having. It's the same shit, different day. I don't know if there was like a driver update or what, but it did not like my graphics card again. And I was like, I don't know what the hell to do about this. This is killing me. This is weird. I'm trying to download the birthday slides. And Canva has changed the way they do shit. And now it's all weirdly. I don't get it. Okay, well, hopefully this works. Birthday slides might be fucked up. We got a bunch of birthdays to get to. We will do that. We've got some headlines. And if you're a fan of road stories, well, this is your day. I have so many. Oh my God. Oh my God. I have so many road stories, including me almost getting in a fight. So not that surprises you if you've listened to some of the road stories that I've had in the past. It's been known to happen a time or 10, and it almost happened again. But crisis was averted. There was no fight. That said, yeah, I was gone for, I was gone for 7 days, 8 days. Left Sunday of last week, got back Sunday of this week, just this past Sunday. And usually I just need the Monday just to gather myself and get it all situated and such and whatnot. So what is this? Oh, whatever. Some Astros news. Nobody cares about the Astros, unfortunately, anymore. Yeah, so it was a long week. But an eventful one to say the least. So I'll have plenty of stories to regale you with. Let me say what's up to everybody real quick, though. Let's see here. Thank you, PB Dubs. PB Dubs just resubscribed for 48 months, sir. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you, John Dory. You, sir, are a gentleman and a scholar. Just resubscribed for 46 months. Much love to both of you. Really appreciate that. John Dory said, what? You got upset with someone? No. What? Access denied. You dirty bitch. What is you talking about? What is you talking about? I'm trying to get the chat up on my screen. It does not want to cooperate. There we go. Oh, you raggedy bitch. You raggedy bitch. Barry on Sports. Continue. Continue. So something happened. So this is probably going to be a clusterfuck for a while. As you know, was having computer problems, of course, but I mean, why wouldn't I? And yeah, oops. Okay. Yes. Okay. Should work now. Oh, kiss my ass. Oh my God. All right, maybe I won't get YouTube chat over here. Why isn't this working? I don't know. I don't know. There we go. Okay. Got it. All right. I forgot what I was talking about. ADHD done got me. It done got me. Yes. Let me get this up and running here. Boy, this has been a clusterfuck. Oh, so yeah, apparently there was something wrong with, I don't know what, my hard drive, my graphics card, who the fuck knows. And I basically was just going through. I posted a couple of pictures on the Discord of what I was going through, trying to get it fixed for y'all to get it up and running. But it basically was like not recognizing my hard drive either. It didn't like the graphics card, didn't recognize the hard. It's just a whole fucking mess. But I think we're okay for now. Right. So, what's up to truck driver Pookie's in early. Rudy Rah, what's up, pimp? Sanitize, wash hands, social distance, back the fuck up. My sweet, sweet Donna is here. Let's get it. Chuck Dunaway in the building. What up, Chuck? Uriel is here. Mr. Dorier. And Cisco, amongst others on Twitch. Twitch is acting like a bitch, but hey, what up, Jesus? Good to see you. Uriel's over there. John Dorier. Who else? My sweet, sweet Donna's there. Cisco is over there. What's up, Cisco? And John Dorier, Cisco. Got it. All right, Cisco's got a watch streak going. Let's get it. And Heartthrob, what up, man? Hey, Heartthrob, thank you for remembering the anniversary. That was very kind of you. Those of you that don't know, May 11 was 6 years of this show. May 11, 6 years of Barry on Deck. It's been a journey. Very proud of 6 years. Never thought I would get a daily show to 6 years by myself. I mean, I have you guys, obviously, but I obviously don't have a co-host or any of that shit. Yo, what up, Brother Bear? Good to see you, man. Thank you for being here, pimpin'. All right, so, Truck Driver Pookie said, are you still doing cruise ships? Yes, I just got back from one. Just got back off of one. Why did that not go through? I don't understand. That didn't populate. Son of a bitch. I have no idea why that didn't work. Okie dokie. Well. So much for that. Some bitch, man. Is this it? Let's try this. Oh. There we go. Let's try that. Let's try that. Nope. Doesn't want to work. Okay, well, I'll have to figure this shit out later. I can see the chat, so that's what matters. Stayed away from Hanta and her sister virus. Yes, it was a bad joke, but yeah, you know what? I was telling somebody on the ships because they were like, yeah, you know, my people, my family was worried about the Hanta virus and all this shit. I was like, now's the best time to be on a cruise ship. Everybody's on heightened alert. So Everything is like, they're like, man, the ship I work, they have people at hand sanitation stations, like spraying your hands when you walked in and when you left. And they weren't doing that before. They're being extra careful now. It's the best time to be on a cruise ship. Now's the time to go. It's not. It's when they get lax where shit gets problematic. So, all right. So we got some things to do today. We got some headlines. We have some birthdays. Hopefully these slides work. I'm gonna be so angry if they don't. I'm gonna lose my shit. Yeah. So we got birthdays. We've got some of your sports headlines to get to, and of course, the road stories. Before we, shit. Oh boy, this is not working. God damn it. Okay. I don't know why they didn't work. That's weird. That's weird. Why they got this shit doing this like this? I don't get it. Whatever. I was gonna say before we get to that, I want to get to Thankful Thursday, but the slide didn't download. Attention on deck. The clap is spreading around the ship. Use protection. Okay, that's not. It's not even a thing. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it could be. I guess. All right, let's get to our headlines. Come on, let's do this. Oh wait, did it work? Did it work? I'll find out right now. 1 second, hold on. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Motherfucker. It didn't have the... I'm just going to put it on here. And then, thank you to Donna and Jen for their Thankful Thursdays while I was gone. You guys are the best. Daddy loves you. Love you so much. Really appreciate you, Donna. Always supporting the show. And it means the world to me. And I just thank you from the bottom of my congested heart. You and Jen both. Love you guys very much. Thank you so much for that. All right. Now, let's get to our headlines and then we'll get to some road stories. Come on. Okay, I wasn't expecting that to work. It actually worked. That's good. Hey, did you know that the Chiefs' Rashee Rice was ordered back to jail? I shouldn't say back to jail, but ordered to jail. He's going to miss OTAs and minicamp as well. If you recall, he had pled no contest, I believe it was. No, he got deferred adjudication after pleading guilty in July. And he was supposed to, he just got probation. And if he would have, followed probation like he was supposed to, then it wouldn't have been a problem. But he got popped for the marijuana. Yo, beheaded. Big Dog, thank you for resubscribing, sir. That's 41 months. You're a gentleman and a scholar, and I love you. Good to see you too, pimp. Yeah, so he got popped for the marijuana and that violated his probation. So now he's got to do 30 days in jail. Yeah, which means he'll miss OTAs and minicamp. If you recall, he was, he pled guilty for third-degree felony of racing and causing bodily injury when he got into a wreck. Says in March of 2024, Rice was the driver of a Lamborghini Urus. I don't know what that is. SUV that was going 119 on Dallas North Central Expressway, leading to the multi-car crash. They left multiple people injured. Theodore Knox, one of Rice's teammates at SMU, was the driver of a black Corvette. Rice, Knox, and 3 other friends didn't check on those injured, instead fleeing on foot before police arrived. The incident was captured on video. That's hilarious that they fled on foot. Like the car's not going to be in your name. Now, was he maybe, the only reason I could think to flee is you're going to get popped for like DUI or DWI or whatever. But your car is registered to you, especially that car. I need to see what a Lamborghini Urus looks like. I need to see this. Okay. That's pretty nice. I mean, I would drive it, I guess. I would drive it, I guess so. Excuse me. Let's see here. Boy, I'm out of practice. Been a while since I've done all this. There we go. That's an ugly color, though. I wouldn't drive that one. Yes, I would. Let's see. Top Gear, Lamborghini.com. There's a YouTube video of the inside of one. That's the inside of one. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Yes, I'll accept the cookies. Fine. Fuck. Okay. I mean, that's pretty dope. I can't imagine how much this thing costs. Gosh, look at that. That's. I mean, it's not that sexy. It's sexy because it's a Lamborghini. That's for sure. But it's not like, oh, that's a badass. You know. Let's see. Overview. Exterior. Interior. I always like now. Used to I gave a shit about the exterior more than the interior. But now I really care more about the interior. Okay, that's pretty dope. Yeah, okay. All right. So it's got the screen there. Okay. Got the map over there. I mean, this is just a car. This is just a car. That's what this is. This is a fast, fancy car. But like, let's see, environment. Oh, that's stupid. Oh, we can zoom in here. I mean, the screen is small, actually. Boo. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's kind of cool. Okay, that's neat. The gear shift. But yeah, this isn't all that. I mean, honestly, I would expect more. Honestly, I would expect more, like it to be more digital and shit like that. But yeah, I mean, who am I to judge? I drive a Honda Accord. Yeah, there we go. Here's the exterior. Let's see. I like the rims. All right. The back is pretty dope. The side is, the front stance is not good. I don't like it. So, all right. Well, I have spoken. That's the point of this whole thing, is not him going to jail for 30 days. It was checking out his car. All right. No, it wasn't. Another headline. It's also the cover photo for the YouTube channel. But Jackson Smith and Jigba feeling pretty disrespected right about now. Not thrilled. They can't put a tablet like Tesla. Yeah, exactly, Total Dallas. Yeah, he needs to get popped by another hard-hitting safety like Petrie. High-price VW Atlas. Truck driver Pookie said it looked like a Buick. It kind of did, right? That's a damn Lamborghini. That's a Lamborghini. God, I was looking at Facebook memories today while I was trying to get my shit fixed. And hey, what up, Chewy? And I do agree, Chuck. What a dumbass. You got the whole world in your hands. Sorry, I'm still gonna adjust it from sleep. But one of my Facebook memories was a post. I don't know when it was, but it was, I guess it was in a music forum or whatever. And the guy was like, yeah, at least he played that guitar manually. And he spelled manually, Manyally. Manually. Jesus Christ. If that's how bad your spelling is, please don't argue on the internet. Look, I can't spell. I'm not a speller. But that is atrocious. Speaking of atrocious, Jackson Smith and Jigba not thrilled with the NFL. He says basically it's getting disrespectful at this point. If you missed it, he won Offensive Player of the Year. And what does that get you? Well, it gets you the wrong trophy is what it gets you. Yeah, this was the trophy that Jackson Smith and Jigba got for winning Offensive Player of the Year. If you look real close there, it says Defensive Player of the Year. Not the year. They had a typo in there also. So Defensive Player of the Year for the Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, they got his name right, so that's good. But Jesus, what are we doing, NFL? You guys look like fools. And so he basically says, like, okay, this is just getting disrespectful at this point. But then he pointed out the typo or the lack of a space between the and year. And the NFL's like, oh, we made a mistake. We messed up. And the reason he was saying it's getting disrespectful at this point is he was referring to the fact that apparently, and I didn't know this, but apparently during the awards ceremony, Drewski was presenting the award and said his name wrong a whole bunch of times. I don't know how many times, but that would piss me off too. You know, I mean, look, I'm an award winner in this league. You can't get my shit right. You can't tell this dude how to pronounce it. Let's see. Drewski NFL Awards, Jackson Smith. I mean, I could see spelling Njigba wrong, potentially. But oh, look, here's Drewski commenting. Let's see if this will. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, that is disrespectful. Dude won an award. I don't know. Could y'all hear that? I don't think you could. Hold on. Let me get this remapped. Let me do this shit. This is terrible. I didn't know he did it that bad. I mean, some of it was on purpose, but then he was trying to act like he didn't know. Apparently later he was like, nobody told me how to pronounce it.
The winner decided not to pull up tonight, so I guess on his behalf, Jackson Smith Njigba, Najiba, JSN.
So he's trying to be funny, obviously, but you know, some people don't like being called out of their name. He certainly obviously didn't think it was funny. So that's what he was referring to by saying this is getting disrespectful. He had that happen first, and then this happens. He gets the wrong trophy with a typo on it. And he was like, honestly, just keep it. But he was like, honestly, just keep it. I don't want it, but leave it in the history books that he won Offensive Player of the Year. I don't blame you, man. You know, I would probably be and feel disrespected as well if somebody did that to me. I mean, come on, bro. You're trying to be funny. I get it, but yeah, Donna said, what the heck? Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, oh, it didn't work. It's still CC's every time. Son of a bitch. I wonder if I got to close and reopen it. But yeah, it's like, what the heck? I mean, like, come on, man. There's a lot of things you could do. That's certainly not one of them. There's a lot of things you could do to be funny. And that's, I don't know. Some people don't like being called out of their name. I can tell you that. And that's a risk you take as a comedian and trying to be funny. Shit's going to happen sometimes. So You deal with it. I mean, he tried to make the excuse like, oh, I didn't know. Pfft, come on, man. Come on. Nice try. All right. Let's see. Last bit of headline news for you, and then we're going to get into some road stories because it's already 4:15 because stupid ass computer. Chewy's on a 25 stream streak. Let's go, Chewy. Did I tell B. Hannon thank you? I think I did. Thank you, B. Hannon. You're the man, sir. NAACP is urging athletes and fans to boycott universities over voting rights. If you didn't hear, Supreme Court passed there was a ruling by the Supreme Court. I guess it struck down parts of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. It says winnowed a key provision. I don't even know what winnowed means. Winnowed. Past tense and past participle of the verb winnow primarily means to reduce or narrow. Okay. So it reduced or... Hey, what up, Flip? It basically made some changes to the Voting Rights Act of 1965. What it allowed is for, in particular, Republicans, since they control the House and the Senate, to do some district redrawing and some gerrymandering that benefits the Republican Party. And NAACP, black voters, minority voters were upset about this because they say that it basically sets us back in terms of representation for all in Congress. That was their stance. So this is a quote from Derek Johnson, the president of the NAACP. Across the South, black athletes have helped build some of the most profitable college athletic programs in America, generate hundreds of millions of dollars in annual revenue, national television value, alumni donations, merchandising sales, ticket sales, and brand equity, much of it powered by black football and basketball talent. NAACP's campaign calls out Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and Louisiana, and Mississippi, Texas, and South Carolina as the states they want boycotted, arguing that athletic programs of those states' flagship universities are especially reliant on black athletic talent and should protect black political interests. Black athletes should not be asked to generate wealth, prestige, and power for state institutions while those same states strip political power from black communities. So, says the Congressional Black Caucus believes institutions that profit from black talent and black communities have a responsibility to stand with those communities when their fundamental rights are under attack. Silence in the face of injustice is not neutrality, it's complicity. Says if black athletes participate in the boycott, it could deplete rosters from powerhouse football and basketball programs across Southeast Conference and the ACC. Here's the thing. They struck down the parts of the VRA that allow good gerrymandering, creating minority representation. Got it. That's a good question, Brother Bear. I'll answer that. I'm going to add that to the queue. Brother Bear said, are there roads you don't cross in comedy? Yeah, we'll get to that. Because I also watched the roast of Kevin Hart. I have opinions of that. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. But on this NAACP boycott, look, here's the thing. They're correct, okay, in that, look, if you're going to have state institutions and, that are sponsored by the state, supposedly, but if you're going to have these institutions and these sports programs and all this, and the money that gets generated by predominantly black athletes in most of the sports, you should be a little more cognizant of what your state does. Now, politics and sports don't tend to mix usually in that way, but when you're the NAACP or the Congressional Black Caucus, or just black people and minorities in general, you have to fight the battle on all fronts. And so I think this is a big one because you're trying to hit people in their pocketbook. And what this does, it's not going to directly get anything changed. What the potential is, it's going to get these universities to put pressure on lawmakers and to do some lobbying to make sure that those changes are not considered or are not unfair. The problem is the amount of money that NIL generates now for athletes. The amount of money that NIL generates for athletes, and especially in football, in these conferences, in these states specifically, is life-changing for a lot of these kids. A lot of these kids might not ever make that much beyond college. A lot of them aren't going to make that in the NFL. A lot of them may not make that in whatever career they choose to go into. So to ask them to walk away from life-changing money, that's a difficult ask. And you hope that if you're the NAACP, you hope that you can, find other states and programs in other states to give them the same kind of money that they would be getting from Alabama, LSU, Texas, A&M, Texas Tech. I mean, all of these, big football, Florida State, Miami, think about it. A lot of big programs. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think you're going to see quite the impact that the NAACP is hoping for because of the NIL money. Had NIL not been on the table, had that not been a thing, I think you would have seen a lot more participation by black athletes. But I don't know. I mean, maybe the world and people will surprise me. But Wu-Tang forever. Cash rules everything around me. Cream get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. Like, they're just, I know it would be hard for me to turn down. It would be hard for a lot of people to turn down. I don't know. From a personal political standpoint, I hope they do so that gets fixed, because I think we are, as a nation, we are responsible and required to provide equal representation for all of our citizens. And, when you look at some of the redistricting that's going on, it's just not fair. It's just not fair. And I saw an interesting Facebook image. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Image that explains gerrymandering. There's a really interesting image, and I was like, I think that's really good. Here it is, the Washington Post. So if you're kind of like, what can really be done from gerrymandering? Like, it can't be that bad. And you'd be surprised. And when you stop giving people representation or equal opportunity at representation, you start tampering with democracy in that regard. But both sides, look, make no mistake about it. The Democrats are also guilty of gerrymandering and, changing things. And I saw or you probably remember, but when Texas was saying they were going to do what they did, California was like, okay, we can do the same thing. So we'll just, all the seats that you're giving Republicans in the House, we'll just give ours right back. But I found this to be interesting on gerrymandering. Again, I don't know how true this is, but it says Gerrymandering explained 3 different ways to divide 50 people into 5 districts. All right. So you can see one is, let's say you've got these 5 districts are represented by these columns right here, right? So this district has all red, this district is all red, and then these 3 districts are all blue. 60% blue, 40% red. So the one way is a perfect representation. 3 blue districts, 2 red districts, blue wins, right? Then you could do it compactly and divide it like a cross, which says compact but unfair, because now you've created 5 blue districts and 0 red districts. And then the other one is this. It's neither compact nor fair. And what they've done is they've gone in and created 1, 2, 3 red districts and 2 blue districts here. So you see, like, this one is 1 district, but it shows a red majority. This shows a red majority, and then this would show a red majority, and then these 2 districts would be blue. So you would go from what essentially is 60% blue, 40% red, and flip it just by the way you draw the districts. And that's, to me, party be damned, I found that to be very interesting way to explain gerrymandering and how politicians in general in this country can rig it so that their party remains in power. Doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem fair at all. So, but that's what the problem. And NAACP is beginning their fight and beginning to fight back on the Congressional Black Caucus. And there will be more. I'm sure there will be plenty more organizations and people and information that comes forward to, protest this. They need to strengthen the law so that redistricting can only happen after the census like it's supposed to. Yep. It's never okay to silence anyone's voice unless it's timing out Total Dallas. Alo said Total Dallas got his thinking cap on. Well, he is a teacher. He's a pretty smart dude. Walk away from those particular gerrymandering areas. Dang it, you, Barry. You just said what I was about to post, fool. Vanderbilt QV got a movie role in a Nate Bargatze film as part of his NIL deal. That's crazy to me. Crazy. Yeah, Chuck said, God, I keep putting them on screen like they're showing. Chuck said that they want the athletes to boycott and not play. Athletes aren't missing NIL money because the NAACP wants to boycott. Exactly. That's the thing is you're like, oh, okay. I have a $1.2 million deal with the University of Alabama. Are you going to give me $1.2 million or make up the difference? If I go play for Kansas and they can only give me $500,000, you going to give me the $700,000 I'm missing? That's a problem. That's a real problem. I get what they want and why they want it, and it makes sense. It does. It's just, I don't know that it's feasible. Gonna be hard pressed to find, some of these kids come from underdeveloped economic areas. Some of these kids are just broke. They're poor. Their family might be poor, and not just black kids. I mean, there are white kids. There are kids from all over. So to expect any of these kids to walk away from the kind of money they can get, I don't know how you do that. I don't know. I think what you have to do is, one, you might start to see people moving to new states. But two, just like we saw in the civil rights era, I think you're going to start to see black people start to speak with their vote, but also with their wallets. And Yeah. Why does that say mute? Am I on mute? But yeah, they're going to have to start. It's going to have to come from the general public. I don't think you can put this all on athletes. The idea, sure, but I don't think it's going to happen that way. Am I on mute? Total Dallas is saying I'm mute. Oh, he said, never mind. He must have did it. Oh, dumbass. All right. I have road stories for you. And we'll get to, let me get to Brother Bear's question. Brother Bear said, Barry, are there some roads you don't cross in comedy, like a person's name being too close to something offensive? I mean, look, there are lines you don't cross, but every comedian's line is different, right? As a white comic, I would have never made that joke, ever. I think a black comic can make that joke and quote unquote get away with it, but it's not nobody's gonna be like, oh, Drewski's racist, he hates black people because he said that, like if I were to say it or a white comic were to say it. But the other risk is inherently calling a grown-ass man out of his name and, the fallout from that. So, while most people got a chuckle out of it, was the juice worth the squeeze? I don't know. Maybe for Drewski, he don't give a fuck, He probably doesn't care. But in general, there are lines that as a comic, every comic's line is different. Every comic's line to cross is different. There was a time when I had certain jokes and I wouldn't do those jokes if there were people like that in the audience, right? For example, I had a joke about deaf people. And if I could see that there was a deaf person in the crowd, like when I do the cruise ships, I've done a few times where I've done some shows where they'll have interpreters doing, as I'm telling my jokes, they're signing what I'm saying. So would I do a joke about deaf people there? No, probably not. But what I have also found out a lot of times, and I did this a few weeks ago, as a matter of fact, I've also found out that a lot of times they appreciate it if it's done correctly. Does that make sense? Like there's a difference between just being hateful and mean and making a joke like you joke about everybody else, right? Like, for example, there was a guy, I was doing a show down in Lake Jackson. Charles Garza was there, by the way. But there was a guy who I want to assume he had like cerebral palsy, but he was in a motorized chair. And like you couldn't understand what he was saying, like he couldn't move his hands, like his head was got, I guess it was cerebral palsy. Probably an ignorant assumption on my part, but so like he could hear, he could process, but he just was unable to speak clearly. But I was roasting the room. I was literally roasting everybody in the room because it was just one of those nights where jokes weren't going to work. Small crowd, noisy, talkative. And so the best thing I could have done was just to kind of go around the room and pick on everybody one at a time. And I picked on this couple for having a kid underage there. This other couple for being, 20 plus years apart in age. The woman was in her 40s. The dude was in his 20s. I picked on these two chicks that just showed up. I picked on everybody in the room. And my thinking as a comic was, I'm going to fuck with him too. Because if I don't, to me, that's worse. To me, that's more discriminatory to roast everybody in the room and then get to the guy in the very back, the last guy who has cerebral palsy, and be like, we're good. I hope everybody else enjoyed it. That's fucked up. So I was like, nah, fuck that. Because when I got to him, I was like, and look at this motherfucker in this chair. And everybody went, oh. I was like, fuck him. He can get it too. And he was losing his shit. He was like visibly like smiling and laughing. I was like, fuck him. I forget what I said. Something about, I know I'm not going to get a whole standing ovation this time, but I'm okay with that. And I was like, bro, how did you get in here? They don't have no ramps. I was like, is that like a go-go gadget scooter you got? I was like fucking with him. I was like, man, we're going to sue him and get you some spinners on that bitch or some elbows and vogues. And then he said I was like, what's your name, man? And dummy me was like, he fucking probably can't talk. And he said it and I couldn't understand. I was like, I didn't know. What the fuck did you say? Are you drunk? And I kind of like winked at him. And he said it again, and I couldn't hear it. And so somebody was sitting next to him. I was like, tell me what he's saying, man. And he leaned in, and it was this white guy, the guy in the chair. But he leaned in and goes, his name's Jamal. I think that's what he said. I think it was Jamal. And I was like, bullshit. I was like, I ain't never met a white Jamal in my life, and we ain't about to start now. And he was fucking losing it. I was like, of all the shit you could make up, that's what you went with? He loved it. And so, yeah, I was picking him up, but I wasn't like, you crippled bitch. Like, I wasn't. But that's what young, inexperienced, or just shitty comics would probably do, is be like, oh, yeah, but you can still say shit like, well, I know I'm not going to get 100% standing ovation after this set. He loved it, you know? And the crowd, everybody else, that's the thing, man. A lot of times audiences feel like they have to feel sorry and guilty for other people in the crowd. It's not true. I mean, if the comic is good at what they do, then everybody's going to get it, and it's going to be inclusive, but not hateful. I'm not saying I'm a good comic, but I'm just saying that's a mark of a professional, at least. So, are there some comics that would have done that? Probably not. So the line isn't necessarily like hard and fast. It varies by comic, and it also varies by skill set of the comic. Like I had the joke about deaf people. I've told that, and there were deaf people in the crowd, and they came up to me afterwards, and they were like, that was my favorite joke ever of all time. And some people were like, you know, I was deaf. I thought that was hilarious. Or like, my parents are deaf. I thought I was hilarious. So, I mean, you know, that's Mike Rife's whole thing, huh? Matt Rife is his name. But yeah, that's kind of what he does. It's, you know, and he is a good example of everybody can get it, and everybody can get it the same. I'm not going to hold back because you're in a chair or you have an affliction. I'm going to roast you like I roast everybody else. And that's what he does. And to his credit, he does it in a way that, you know, they appreciate it, because that's the key, man. You got to be able to roast everybody in a way that they appreciate it, and not that it offends them and belittles them, because it's a difference, I think. It was weird they were skipping Regina Hall on the roast of Kevin Hart. Yeah, we're gonna get to the roast tomorrow. I've got roast stories I'm gonna share with y'all. But yeah, we'll dive into the roast, because I do want to talk about the roast of Kevin Hart. I got plenty of opinions on that. What up, Walt? So we'll get to the roast tomorrow. I'll give you my 2 cents, my 2 pennies on the whole roast. I have thoughts. I watched it. I thought it was fucking hilarious. But we'll get into it. But I owe you some road stories. I promised them. And I guess, so there was a busy week for me on the ship. And I went out and I did stuff that I don't normally do. Like I went to shows. I went to this line dancing thing. I went to karaoke. Had some good crowds. I think the craziest thing, though, was coming home. We'll just start with that story. And so, as you guys know, I take a shuttle down to the port in Galveston to get on the ships. That way I don't have to pay parking, because parking can be expensive for 7-8 days. And the shuttle is like $35-$40 one way. So $80. It used to be 35, now it's 40 in gas. Thanks, Trump. We did thanks, Biden. And Obama. So I took the shuttle down there. Now, it depends on what you get, like how lucky you get, right? If you get the bus, it's gonna be a lot of people, probably a bunch of kids too, and you're gonna have to stop at Hobby on the way down and the way back, right? So that's just how it goes. But if you get like the shuttle van, it's usually a straight shot. You just straight down to the port from IAH. And if you're down at the port and you get on and you booked it to IAH, if it's the shuttle van, it's straight to IAH. Rarely do they stop. So going down, no problems. No problems. I'm on the shuttle. It was great. Get down there with no problems. And I set the return time for 8 a.m. because you can pick like 8, 10, whatever. And so I wanted to get home to see Nora as quickly as possible, being gone so long. So I have my shuttle pickup time for 8 o'clock, which means it leaves at 8:15 latest, right? It also means like they start disembarking at 7:30. So you got to be ready to go and get the fuck off the ship. And then, or de-embarkation or whatever the fuck it is. Get off the ship. And so I got to be there by 8 o'clock. So I'm usually in line right at 7:30. So I'm a little late. I don't get in line right at 7:30, but I kind of make my way off the ship as you do. And when you take the shuttle, they tell you, okay, we're going to pick you up in this spot. In this particular case, it's spot 16. It's always spot 16. That's their assigned spot. I know it. This is my 5th time doing it. No big deal. I get off the ship at 7:45. It's almost 7:50. I head straight to spot 16. There's a black shuttle van that says Galveston Express, and they are loading people's shit into the back of the shuttle van. I walk up. I hand the dude my shit. He throws it in the back. I go around to the side, and some guy was like, oh, he recognized me. He was like, oh, you're the comedian. I was like, yeah. He was like, you can sit up front. I was like, okay, cool. So I sit in the front passenger seat. And then everybody piles into the back of the van. The old guy, I guess, is finished loading up. He comes around, he gets in the van, and we leave. And, you know, I'm trying not to talk to the old guy. I don't want to talk. I just want to just leave me alone. I'm working on my phone. I'm doing stuff. I'm texting Nora, ETA. I'm like, well, it's a shuttle van, so it should just be straight shot to IAH, no problem. So I should be there by 9 o'clock or 9:15, I think is what it said. Because we left at like 7:55. I was like, oh, look at us leaving early. So she was like, oh, yay. She was like, okay, well, I'm not even out of bed yet. I was like, whatever, you got time. You got a whole hour or whatever. So we're going, we're cooking, we're cruising. And then the shuttle van exits early for Hobby. I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess it's not a straight shot. I assumed it was, but I guess it's not. And so the guy's, the driver, he's, winding his way to Hobby Airport. And he says out loud, is everybody flying Southwest? And I was like, no, I'm out of Bush. And he goes, what? I said, I'm out of Bush. I'm not, I need Terminal A at Bush. I'm being picked up there. He goes, what? Are all of y'all Terminal A at Bush? They were like, no, we're Southwest. He goes, you're on the wrong shuttle. I was like, 8 o'clock shuttle. I'm IAH, bro. And he goes, well, and he picks his phone up and driving. And now he's because when I was like, no, I'm Bush, he passed the airport. Like, he was like, fuck, we all got to go to Bush now? I thought this was Hobby. So then I'm like, they might be Hobby, but I'm Bush. He was like, you're on the wrong shuttle, man. I was like, I don't know how. It's a fucking 8 o'clock shuttle, spot 16. You tell me how I got my. He pulls up his phone and he pulls up a thing, and I pulled up my receipt. I was like, look, right there, bro. And I showed it to him. I'm like, look, right there. It says 8 o'clock, Galveston Express. And when they drop me off, spot 16, just like it always is. He goes, well, look, man, this is a private rental. They are all together and rented this whole shuttle. I was like, the fuck? He was like, yeah, and he shows it to me, and they paid like $500 for the shuttle. It seats like 12 or 15 or whatever, plus the front seat, passenger seat or whatever, I guess. He goes, so you're not with them at all? I was like, no, I don't know these fucking people. I didn't say fuck them. I was like, no, I don't know these people. And I was like, are y'all all together? And they were like, yeah. I was like, huh. I was like, well, I don't know what to tell you, man. I am at Bush. He goes, well, I can't take you to Bush Airport. How did you get on this bus? I was like, you let me on it. You packed my shit into it. He was like, well, you're not supposed to be on this bus, man. You can't be on this bus. I'm not taking you to Bush. I can't take you to Bush. And this man starts screaming at me. I don't know how you got on the wrong bus. You're on the wrong bus. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm going back to that. And the louder he gets, the madder I get. Because I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you yelling at me for? First of all. So I had enough. And mind you, there's a van full of people that just got off cruise. And I don't know what to say. And I just looked at him. I was like, hey, man. I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to, but you need to watch your fucking tone with me, man. Well, I'm not. I was like, lower your fucking voice, bro. I don't want you to catch an ass whooping in this shuttle. And the whole back was like, they got quiet as fuck. I was like, you're not going to talk to me like that, man. We can figure this out, but you're not going to fucking disrespect me like that. I don't think so, bro. You can catch these fucking hands, homie. Who the fuck you talking to? And so he calls his supervisor as we're pulling into Hobby. And he's like, well, he said, and he hands me the phone. And the guy was like, sir, how did you get? I was like, bro, I walked up. I did the same thing I do every fucking time. I walk up to the bus, I hand the guy my shit, and I got on the fucking bus or shuttle. And he goes, well, did you check you in? I was like, no, which I thought was weird, but he's old, man. Old people make mistakes or they do shit. Maybe he'll check it later on. I don't know. It's not my fucking job, man. It's not my fucking job to check me in. It's y'all's job. And I don't know if you changed policies or do it different or whatever the fuck, man. He's like, well, I mean, you've done this enough. You know the procedure. I was like, bitch, I don't work here. This is your company. This is your business. I'm the fucking customer. I walked up for the 8 o'clock shuttle. It's 7:50. How the fuck am I supposed? He goes, there's like 6 shuttles for 8 o'clock. I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? You said spot 16 for the 8 o'clock shuttle, bro. It's fucking spot 16 at 7:50. The motherfucker put my shit in the back. What am I supposed to do? Y'all fucked up, not me. One of y'all's getting my ass to fucking Bush. That's all I can tell you. He was like, well, and I was like, also, and by this time the old man was out of the car and unloading their shit. I was like, also, you didn't tell this old motherfucker that if he starts screaming at me again, I'm gonna knock his bitch ass out. And I hung up and put the phone in the little cup holder. And I got out of the van and I was like, I don't know what the fuck. And so the guy called my phone. The guy just yelled at him, put it in the phone cup. He goes, Mr. Lamanak, let's just calm down. I was like, I'm calm, bro. But ain't nobody gonna fucking disrespect me, especially in a van full of people like that. I'm a grown ass man, bro. I don't think so. He was like, well, I'm gonna get you a driver. We're gonna find somebody to swing by and pick you up. I was like, good. And I was thinking, fuck, I'm gonna have to call Nora, tell her to come get me. God damn it, I don't want to do that. I already paid for this shit. I was like, no. So he was like, all right, well, I'll call you back. I was like, how long is it gonna be, man? I don't want to be here all fucking day waiting on somebody. This is ridiculous. He goes, I'll let you know as soon as I find somebody. I was like, okay. So I hang up with him. And the other guy, I go and get my shit. And I'm kind of sitting on a bench. And I'm fuming. Well, I'm hot. Ooh, I'm hot. And I told him, I was like, is this a bit or real? People in the back thinking that. No, they knew because as soon as I said some shit. But then, so he gets done. He unloads all their shit. And he shuts the doors. And he goes walking to shut the van door, right? He shuts the back two doors, and then he's got to shut the side door. So as he's walking over there, I'm sitting here. And the van's right in front of me, and it's the side door and him. And he goes walking up. Mind you, the people are still there. They haven't even gone to apparently their flight was delayed. But he goes walking up. He goes, did you put the phone back into the cup holder? I said, yeah, I fucking did, bro. I said, I'll tell you one goddamn thing. You need to watch how you talk to people because your old ass almost got an ass whooping today. You're lucky that I have some restraint because I was about to beat your ass in that fucking van. And he shut the door and everybody over there was like, holy shit, he's mad. I was fucking hot, bro. And he kept staring at me. I was like, the fuck you looking at? Because he like walked over to the door and he shut it, but he was like, the whole time he was doing shit, he was like, and he would shut this door. I was like, the fuck you looking at, man? He fucking walked around. I was like, bro, I'll whoop an old man. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If you can talk that talk, you can walk that walk, chief. And he got in the van and he left. And so the guy calls me shortly after. He's like, all right, it's not over. So he calls me. He's like, okay, there will be a van there shortly to pick you up right where we dropped you off. Just look for I was like, so does he know where I'm at? He was like, yeah, it's like, because I've never been to Hobby. I don't think I've ever flown out of Hobby. So he's like, yeah, it's just right, you just look for the black Galveston Express van. I was like, well, I did that originally. He was like, okay, sir, they'll be there shortly. I was like, all right, so I hang up. I'm sitting there for like, I don't know, 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes. And I see a black Galveston Express shuttle van pull up. And I'm like, okay, that wasn't too bad. So the guy kind of pulls, there's like a little bit of traffic and he kind of pulls up a little bit. I was like, well, I'm not going to make him come up here and get me. He's unloading some people. I'll just walk over there. So I walked over there and he's unloading them and he's almost done. I was like, hey, you're headed to Bush next, right? And he goes, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So I guess, are you Ernesto? Are you Ernest? He goes, no, I'm Gabriel. I was like, motherfucker. I was like, well, Gabriel, you're supposed to give me a ride because the guy told me that the driver's name was Ernest. I was like, well, Gabriel, you're going to give me a ride to Bush Airport. He goes, I am. I was like, yeah, because, apparently they let me on the wrong shuttle when we left, and that shuttle is not going to Bush. I'm going to Bush. I can show you my ticket. You have space in here because you just dropped off 4 people. I'm getting in this fucking van, and you're taking me to Bush. He goes, bet. I'm good with that. He goes, let me see it. And he's like, come on, man, get in. I was like, cool. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Gabriel. And now I'm on the wrong van again because Ernest is on his way to get me. But I don't give a fuck. I just want to get home. So I told Gabriel, I was like, hey, just you may want to let somebody know that you pick me up because they got another, wherever the fuck Ernest is, he's on his way to come get me. I ain't waiting on his ass. He was like, I got you. So he calls. He was like, hey, Ernest, did dispatch tell you to swing by Hobby Airport and pick up a Mr. Laminack? He's like, yep. He goes, I got him, man. All good. He was like, okay, cool. That was it. And then, no estaba inglés, señor. TDP, if I was that driver, no. So then I was like, abuse of the elderly is an enhanced charge. Not if that motherfucker gets out of pocket. So then he, I get in the van. He's like, you can just sit up front. I was like, bet. So I sit up front again. And everybody on this van knew each other too. Now, the ones that got dropped off didn't know these, but everybody that was left all knew each other. And I'll be goddamn if every single one of them didn't have fucking Ebola virus, hantavirus, COVID, fucking whooping cough. This was the sickest motherfucking van I've ever seen in my whole stupid dumbass life. Everybody in that motherfucker had to, and I'm like, what in the fuck is happening right now? I'm like, oh my God, I done got myself on this bullshit ass fucking hantavirus van having ass. They're just all, and the one lady, she's not even hiding. She goes, whew, I think my fever's breaking. Bitch, you got fever? And you're gonna fly? And I fucking hate people so much. I'm like, all y'all coughing all that shit up front. Thank God I was up front. Because if I'd have been in the back when them bitches coughing on me, I'd have like, let me out. Ernest can come get my ass. Let me the fuck out of this sick ass ambulance van. Fuck this shit. But I just had the vent right on my face, like hoping it would just push the germs and the particles and the viruses. And then I just kept my fingers like this. I was like, I ain't doing shit. And then what's his name? Kept trying to talk to me. Gabriel, he was like, so what are you? I was like, and I was like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna eat on the shit. That's why I was pissed off because I do this so much. I use you all the time, but I don't know now. He's like, oh, you're a comedian? I was like, oh, I don't fucked up now. So he's trying to talk to me, and I'm like, yeah, bro, I've been doing it about 13 years now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, about 12, 13 years now. Bro, I was just trying not to get sick. And then Gabriel starts coughing. Excuse me. I was like, okay, motherfucker. I was this fucking close to just rolling the window down and just put my head out the fucking window and be like, let me know when we get there, bro. I'm not fucking with y'all. I was so pissed. I mean, pissed. Fucking gross ass. Oh my God. We get there. And I beeline to the restroom. And first thing I do, I wash my hands. I'm fucking cleaning out my nose, trying to kill the viruses. Fuck. Total Dallas, thank you for the $5 super chat. Man, I fucking cleaned out my nose. Ernest Goes to Bush. Those movies are in a different category now. That was funny, Total Dallas. So I get to Bush, man. I finally get to the airport, give him a shit. I tip Gabriel $5. I'm like, hey, bro, I appreciate you just being cool and rolling with him, man. And he's like, hey, no worries, man. He's like, anytime you have any problems, he goes, I'm a supervisor. You ever have another problem, you just tell him to get Gabe. I was like, bet, man. I appreciate you, Gabe. We pounded it up. And then I went and washed my hand. I was like, oh, goddamn, Gabe, you sick motherfucker. You gonna have AIDS by the time you done with that van, Gabe. God damn. Them bitches was sick as fuck. Every one of them coughing. They were passing around fucking tissues to each other. I was like, God damn, what have I got myself into? And all of them were from Philly. Because I heard one of them say, it was like, yeah, what time is it? And then they was like, Gabe was like, I was like, I don't know, 10:40 Houston time. She was like, so what? That's 11:40 in Philly? I was like, you dirty Philly bitches. I hate all of y'all so much. So fucking much. And then what's crazy though is I'm thinking, y'all gonna go get on a fucking plane now and cough the fuck out of that whole plane and get everybody on that fucking plane sick. You done got everybody in the van sick. You probably got everybody on the cruise ship sick. Now you're going to go get a plane. This is how shit spreads. You dirty bitch, stay home if you're sick. Well, I got to get home. Fuck you, go to a hospital. At least get rid of your fever so you're not contagious before you travel. You selfish, ungrateful bitch. Like, that's crazy to me. God. Ernest Goes to Pick Up Barry could have been a Tubi movie. Well, it would have had all the different, it would have had a fight scene. It would have had the hero of the movie in peril. Whew. Boy, I was pissed though. God damn. Got the bush, washed my face, literally cleaned out my nose. Then Nora picked me up. And I'm trying to think of something else happened. I don't know. And then we just went and ate, and that was it. I would have called an Uber when he took the hobby exit and took the L. No. That's the difference between human. I pay for this motherfucker. You gonna take me. Or you gonna take me. And then that's what I get now. I got fucking whooping cough for however long I'm gonna have it. Probably. I got that Philadelphia whooping cough. I got more stories, but we're going to call it a day. I do have to say, though, I have birthdays, but the slide is all fucked up. So let me get it fixed, and we'll do the birthdays tomorrow. I got Sydney's birthday that we got to get to. Who else's birthday? I got Sydney's birthday we got to do. My boy Jacob Wolowitz, JM Woke, Chris from Sam Houston, and Pew Pew. Perry's got a birthday, and tomorrow is Jenny's mom's birthday. So let's just get them all in at once. We'll get all the rest of the May birthdays in at the same time, because this is what the slide looks like right now. That ain't right. It's all Canva done changed everything while I was gone and fucked it all up. So I'm not having it. We're going to do this right. We're going to have the cake and the party and all that shit. So we'll do that tomorrow, I promise. But thank you again to Donna and Jen for the Thankful Thursday, and all of you for coming back to the show. It's always appreciated. All right, let's get out of here. We're gonna make some din. All right. So tomorrow, more. I still have road stories. I still have road stories. So that was just the best one. Figured I'd get it in today. So I'll have more stories for tomorrow. And we'll talk about the roast to Kevin Hart. I'll give you my opinion on that. And I'm sure we'll talk some sports as well. All right. Cool. Thank you, Uriel. Much love. Yes, Donna, we're going to do some shots. Time to put the Dr. K on ice. Barry's like Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory with a giant ass bottle of Purell. Oh, yes, I was, bro. Yes, I was. You are supposed to be handing out BOD Monday through Thursday, 3 to 5-ish. Center Point says so. Business cards. Yeah, this is another thing. I'm doing a terrible job of promoting the show on the ship, promoting my social media, as is always the case. I always forget. I mean, I've got an audience of, 4,000 or 5,000 people. Never even mention my social media, much less the podcast. I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking. I'm an idiot. I freely admit it. All right, y'all have a great night. Thank you, Flip. Enjoy whatever you watch. Unless it's your neighbor, you peeping Tom weirdos. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, we'll talk some more. We'll get into it. Good to be back, man. Thank you guys for coming back. Those of you that did. Everybody else that didn't show up, go fuck themselves. All right. See y'all tomorrow, everybody. I love you. Hey, do me 3 favors before I see you tomorrow. Be safe. Be kind. And most importantly, love each other. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye. And he's making a YouTube video.